Hi guys, follow me on Instagram to never ever miss any of my crazy updates. Hi guys and welcome to another vlog. I'm driving this. This is the Renault Duster Turbo CVT and you can see the car looks very similar to what it used to look before, and why am I even talking in this dialect? Anyways, let's open the engine bay. Where is the engine? There it is. Hydraulic struts. That is the engine. This is the engine. This is the car. That's a grille. That's a logo. That's a headlight. That's a fog lamp. That's a bumper. That's outside rear view mirrors. That's a roof. Those are roof spoiler. Actually, why am I talking like this? Because I've reviewed the Duster so much. You know what? This is how I used to look when the Duster was first launched. This is how I look now when the Duster is this. So you see, I've had a bigger transformation over the years. The Duster hasn't. It looks more or less the same as before because we didn't get the third generation of the Duster in India. The alloy wheels look really nice. They have been borrowed from the Kia Seltos, and this red treatment here actually improves the ride and handling balance of the car, which is already very brilliant as such. It says RXZ here, indicators on the side, and yeah, Duster written boldly on the top in the turbo variant in red, just so that people know that you're driving something which is different, because that's about the change on this car. It says Duster here as well, Turbo Xtronic, because this is the CVT which I'm driving today. Anyways, let me quickly show you the interior of the car. Press this button. Well, this is the boot of the vehicle. Yeah, hi. So this is the boot of the vehicle, and I think Dhanil has thrown a Gatorade inside. He was shooting this car. Meanwhile, these are the lights. This is a door. Those are the seats. That is adjustable headrest, but not adjustable headrest. This is a center armrest. This is a cup holder. This is a lack of rear AC vents, and space at the rear is who cares. Meanwhile, the dashboard looks decent. That is the dashboard. Those are the AC vents. That's the infotainment system. That is the steering wheel. Oh my god, this vlog is so informational. So information is not the right word for myself. Okay, so much information I'm giving this vlog. I need to check in the dictionary. Okay, this is the key. That is no keyless entry. And well, there's not much to talk about honestly, because the Dusters remain so similar. Okay, this is the seat of the car, and it's a weird way of adjusting the height. You press this button and you pull it up. No, push it down actually. Pull it up and then it actually adjusts. These are audio controls on the steering wheel, positioned in whichever place they could find it. But jokes aside, the car feels solid but old. Hard plastics, but it says Duster, just in case if somebody forgets which car you are in right now. Okay, this is the infotainment system, which kind of feels dated. It gets Apple CarPlay, it gets Android Auto connectivity as well. It gets something as Driving Eco 2, which tells you how your driving is. Okay, the gear lever is kind of different from the one which we saw on the diesel automatic, which had some chrome treatment here. I remember it from Neha's car actually. And there's not much to talk about. No auto dimming inside rear view mirror. So the Duster has really aged in how. But you know what? Space at the rear is decent enough. Meanwhile, the boot is big. Seats are decently comfortable. But you know, that feel good factor is not there in the car. And of course, a lot of features are missing as well. But we've done a review of the Duster so many millions of times that you can just click here to see it. Let's start driving right away. Alright, let's get going. Revving the motor. That's a lot of sound coming from the engine, but it's actually pleasure to the ears. So of course I have already vlogged on the Duster Turbo, but this is the CVT. Yes, CVT. And of course, performance is not as disappointing as I thought, because the CVT box obviously has a rubber band effect, but it's not as bad as I thought. Actually, Renault has done a great job in tuning this box, so it doesn't really, you know, whine as much. Obviously, it does whine, and that was the whine sound when you heard WHINE, not the one people drink as such. So you see, performance is actually quite impressive. This engine is so good now, it's so good. It's able to mask the badness of the CVT box, because CVT boxes are not that great. I honestly feel definitely better than an AMT for sure. But you see, it has that rubber band effect. It has 7 steps. So actually, you don't call it gears, you call it steps. It has got 7 steps. And right now I'm driving in normal drive mode. I can push it into manual mode as well. We are in 5th gear, and it is actually aggressive to downshift. You can see that the motor actually revs decently fast, but it's not the fastest in terms of revs, and it doesn't have a top end as such. Becomes very vocal in the top end, and this speed alarm at 80 kilometers per hour is also super duper irritating, because it just keeps ringing on and on and on and on. I mean, it does a 3-second ring. It should just be like a nice beep, which most other manufacturers are doing. So what is this engine all about? It's a 1.3 liter turbocharged petrol engine. It gets direct injection and produces 156 horsepower. Meanwhile, the torque output is 254 Newton meters, which is by far class leading as well. And that's the reason why this car just feels so good to drive, but is not the fast. How am I talking? Why am I talking like that? Let's stop on the left, and adaptive braking is going to happen in 3, 2, 1. Yeah, adaptive braking. That's the one I was talking about. Launching in manual mode. look at the revs being held just under 3000 RPM. Oh my god, this car actually pulls very nicely and strongly. It's not the fastest, it takes 11 seconds to go from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour. Slower than the Creta Turbo, slower than even the Seltos Turbo. Obviously, both of them use the same engine. But you know what? That is a 1.4 litre turbo engine producing lesser power and torque than the Duster. But the Duster's engine is fantastic. It's super awesome. It's so good. It's so good. I can keep praising it on, and Neha's giving the thumbs up, but she's driving a K9K diesel. Now, this engine is actually not developed by Renault. It's developed by Renault, Nissan, Mitsubishi, Mercedes-Benz. It was like a group project in college, and all of them decided to do it together. Okay, that didn't sound right. However, the end result is an engine which is absolutely fantastic. It is such a brilliant engine, and it's able to mask the badness of a CVT, which is surprising. The rubber band effect is contained to a certain extent. It actually revs. Oh my goodness, it really pulls nicely. This is a fast car. Okay, it's not the fastest in the segment, but it feels super fast. In fact, what you're going to do is we're going to downshift, I'm going to upshift to 7 step. So it gives you manual control of the lever as well, which is a good thing again. But then it's aggressive to downshift, and it does the downshift really nicely and strongly, and the sound is really nice. So the thing is that turbo lag is well contained. The power delivery is more linear side than outright punch, because they don't have that kick in the pants feel, and obviously the CVT gearbox also tries to mask the punch to a certain extent. Top end is kind of lacking, but it makes a lot of noise, making you feel that you're going faster than you actually are. That is the only thing this CVT box ends up doing. And the Duster feels super duper awesome over bad roads. It absolutely feels indestructible because ride quality is super duper awesome. The handling is also great. In fact, find me a car in this segment which has such a great ride and handling balance. Again, another thumbs up comes here. So the point is that the ride and handling balance of the Duster has been super awesome since day one, and with the turbo it is no different because it just feels so good, and the steering offers great feel and feedback as well. In fact, the steering is a hydraulic unit. It feels heavy and it gives you a lot of kickback, so it has over feedback. Most cars, you can see the cars around, they do not have proper feel and feedback. This has over feedback. I mean, can someone give me something which is right in the center, in the middle? Whoa! Holding the revs. Just look at it go over bad roads. It's absolutely fantastic. Steering feels really feelsome too, and it's just a very fun car to drive. This engine could have had a better top end, but for the most part I have not much to complain about, and the CVT gearbox is also well tuned as such. So yes, the Duster Turbo is a great car, but do not buy the CVT at all, because CVT is 1.86 lakhs more expensive, and you know what, there are 8 freaking variants on offer. Look at it go, absolutely fantastic. So there are 8 variants on offer of the Duster, out of which 3 happen to be for the 1.5 litre naturally aspirated unit, 5 for this turbo variant, and out of which 2 are for the automatic and 3 are for the manual turbo. Now, compared to the 1.5 litre naturally aspirated petrol, Renault is charging you a premium of 2 lakh rupees for the turbo, which is like diesel level, and the performance is not diesel level because diesel has that kick in the pants feel in the mid-range, and obviously it has more torque, actually similar torque, but that kick in the pants feel and fuel efficiency as well is great in a diesel, because this one is saying 7.7 kilometers per litre right now. Obviously in the real world it should return, okay, this is the real world where I'm driving like a absolute lunatic by redlining the car in the first 2 gears or the first 3 gears. Meanwhile, it will actually return you slightly better fuel economy if you drive it normally. But honestly, if you want to drive normally only and not rev the nuts out of the engine, why are you getting the Duster Turbo? Just be happy with the Duster 1.5 NA. Now I'll tell you what, the top end 1.5 NA and this one have a price gap of almost, hold your breath, 3.86 lakhs. Yeah, almost 4 lakhs is the price difference in the same trim between engines and powertrain options. In fact, the Duster Turbo can be slightly quicker also, but you know what, traction control system cannot be turned off, which is kind of unfortunate. And to improve fuel economy, this car obviously gets the auto stop start function, which is useless. So I've turned it off at the moment because then it also shuts the air conditioning, which kind of sucks. However, they've removed the eco mode now, which was there earlier. That is kind of needed in a turbo variant because it sips fuel like nobody's business. Now, like I was telling you, the price difference. Now, the price of this car, actually the range starts at around 10.5 lakh rupees for the Duster, which is 1.5 litre NA base variant, and this one is the top of the line, which is the 1.3 liter turbo with a CVT gearbox and automatic. This is priced at 16.05 lakh rupees. It's quite expensive when you see in isolation that it doesn't have many features on offer. However, don't forget the fact that it is still considerably cheaper than the Creta and Seltos turbos, because they obviously cost a lot more, but they also offer you a lot more features. The ride and handling balance of this car is fantastic. The high-speed stability is also great. Braking performance is good. The engine is phenomenal, and the CVT box is, well, decent enough. It cannot obviously compete with the dual clutch unit from both Hyundai as well as Kia, but as I see it, the Duster Turbo is actually a very fun car to drive and offers the grunt, offers the push, but in manual trim is just more enjoyable as a machine. Now, like I was telling you before also, that if you're looking to buy a turbocharged Duster, just get the manual and you will be happy. Save that 1.86 lakh rupees, work the gearbox yourself, and use that money in modifying the interiors and putting more features. Obviously, you can't put side airbags, but still, who cares? Okay, we are manually shifting gears. Check this out. First gear 50, the first step. Second step, it does 90 almost, and in third step, it crosses 100 kilometers per hour with ease. It actually hits almost 120 kilometers per hour. So very satisfying engine. I love this engine. It's a fantastic engine. The only thing is Renault needs to update the Duster considerably because it feels really dated inside out. However, it's still a fantastic car to drive, although I would never choose the CVT. Yeah, if you want a CVT, might as well. They should have given up paddle shifters as well to the car. Yeah, but then it would have increased the prices, and honestly, with the CVT paddle shifters, not that much of a fun. However, as I see it, just get the Duster Turbo manual. It's fantastic. It's so much fun. It's absolute fun on a budget, but still nothing replaces the diesel. Come on, Renault, bring the diesel back. So guys, this is my vlog of the Renault Duster CVT Turbo CVT, whatever you want to call it. If you like this vlog, make sure to give the thumbs up, that's the like button, and also subscribe to the channel. I will see you guys in the next video real soon. Neha, how did you like the car? It's your car, it's your color as well. What do you think? What's the name of the color?
Brown.
Full name of the color?
I don't know.
Morghini brown.
Morghini brown.
How do you like the car?
Nice.
You can feel now in turbo.
मस्त है यार, है ना? What do you think?
Amazing.
Very nice.
इसे ऑन करो, कैमरा ऑफ करो.